before we get into today's podcast, I'd like to give a shout out to a company that we partnered with called Streamers Merch. They have these amazingly soft hoodies that I'm actually currently wearing, along with other apparel. They've partnered with not only T and Moths, but there is apparel on there from other streamers as well. And like I said, this is an amazingly soft and light hoodie. I've been loving ever since I got mine. So if you would want to check any of that out, head over to streamersmerch.com. Thank you.
Please.
Hi.
All right. Well, welcome back, guys, to the TMOS pod. So today, we're just going to talk about whatever we want today. I don't know if we have a really set topic, but we are going to be starting out with some fan questions.
Yeah. So if you have any topics or questions or anything you want us to talk about, we're recording a couple of episodes. Like the episode that'll be coming out was recorded a couple weeks ago, so it's going to take a few episodes to get to your question or to hear your question. But put them in the YouTube comments. Reply to our Twitter. Send me Twitter messages. Send any of us Twitter messages. Send us any comments anywhere you can with topics you'd like us to touch on, guests you'd like us to have, any question you have for us relating to content creation you can think of, and we'll do what we can to give our perspectives on them. I mean, we can start with this week's questions. They did not relate to content creation at all. So the first one we were asked was just, who did we think was going to win the college basketball national championship? And none of us follow college basketball. So this is picking and just throwing at a dartboard, basically. Make predictions, but hey, if they win, we can clip it and it'll be a good content for if they happen to win, right?
Or if we happen to win.
Anyone have any?
Gonzaga, boom, easy pick. I'm
That's
out.
who I was picking. I'm saying Gonzaga.
I feel like that's who we were all gonna pick.
Oh, I'm only saying Gonzaga because Chet Holmgren, and I only know Chet Holmgren because he's from Minnesota, and he's like 7 foot tall and plays point guard.
Exactly. I mean, I like I said, I don't really watch a lot of college, but I mean, ESPN, they show you some clips, and that's mainly all you see. I'm like, who's that guy? So I did a little research. So, yeah, you'd say Duke, but
Coach K's last season. That's about one of the only other storylines I know.
Yeah.
Does he end on a win? That'd be kind of.
That would be magical, and destiny.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are the two teams I initially thought of.
Yeah.
Like everyone else that doesn't pay attention probably thought the same. They're like, God, Duke, like, throw them up there.
In North Carolina,
Yeah, I watch negative amounts of weekly college basketball, and then I'll watch as many games as possible when the tournament's on, just because it's like the only thing on.
Absolutely,
they're always entertaining.
They're always nail biter, especially when the first seed loses the first game. It's like,
yeah, any of those big upsets are always fun. All right,
or
next
when NDS
question. What is the perfect jelly to peanut butter ratio in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Let's see. Now, the important factor here is, do you like smooth peanut butter or do you like crunchy peanut butter? That's the real question it comes down to, because I enjoy a crunchy peanut butter. So I'm going to load that thing up like it's an ice cream scoop, flatten it out, and then I'm going to put just as much jelly on the other side.
Okay, you're at one on each. Okay.
Well, I mean, I just mash it all on.
I was going to say, are we talking like 2 pieces of bread?
I'm always thinking 2. I'm always thinking 2 pieces of bread.
That's what I thought too, but I know someone would be like, what about 1 piece and fold it in half? So if you're out there and eat 1 pieces, you just eat 2. Just
it
stop.
Doesn't count because you're limiting.
You're a child, and then I understand it because you can only eat 1 piece of bread.
You're limiting how much you can put on there when you only have the 1 piece, because you're either just gonna eat it like it's toast and not fold it, or you're gonna fold it, and then, like I'm saying, you're gonna only be able to put so much on, and I'm trying to eat peanut butter and jelly, not just bread.
So my first thought was this. So you start with one piece and you put a little bit you make like an outline of like a wall of peanut butter, and then you put jelly in the middle so it doesn't
Okay.
squirt out. And then the other side, you do the exact opposite where you put a wall of jelly and then in the middle of peanut butter, and then you mash.
Oh, interesting.
Because then every bite, it's like even, the same amount. I don't know. We'll say like half an ice cream. I don't know. I don't know how the measurements, like a knife. I don't know.
There's no measurements. It's just basically how do you make it.
Yeah.
So do you load it up with peanut butter, or do you load it up with jelly, or do you go even, basically?
And it depends on the wall. I mean, it doesn't have to be like super thick, but you just like make an outline. Then you put the jelly in the middle, and then do the opposite, the other one. And then when you mash it, every bite has like a perfect mix.
Is that how you
That'd be my
clinical.
Is that how you actually make your peanut butter and jelly? You like make a circle and put it in the.
It depends if I'm lazy or if I want to enjoy a peanut butter sandwich. Sometimes it's like flat.
Or if I want to enjoy it.
Well, I mean, it's enjoyable, but yeah, I just don't like when you take
neither
a
of
bite.
those.
When you take a bite and then the jelly squirts on the other side, it's like, dang, that's why you have the wall.
You always have to have a plate or a napkin in case the jelly spills. See, I'm different. I take my 2 pieces of bread, I put peanut butter on both of them, and then I put jelly on both of them, and then I close them. I'm very much,
you don't fold each in half though, so
no,
you're good.
No. And then I close it. So then, yeah, the jelly is very much dripping out because it's just jelly on jelly. That's why you always have to have a plate or a napkin.
What if you did peanut butter and jelly, and then jelly and peanut butter on the other?
That would not. You could not spread peanut butter onto jelly. It would not work.
I didn't think about it at the
time.
In my head, it sounded like a smart idea.
I spread the peanut butter, and then I scoop the jelly on, and then just like lay it over top.
You can't spread the peanut butter on the jelly, huh?
And I am with JRinkz. I like both. I love crunchy, but I don't buy it as often just because you can't conveniently use it in anything besides just toast or bread.
Yeah.
Like if you make like cookies or stuff like that, you can't
make peanut butter cook. Yeah.
I'm also big on even if I buy ice cream, like if I buy a Blizzard, I'll throw a scoop of peanut butter in it or anything like that.
Oh, interesting.
That's literally what I use my peanut butter for more than anything. Like if I go and I bought an ice cream shake or anything, I'll throw a scoop of peanut butter in. Instead of paying them for peanut butter, I got peanut butter at home.
You know what? I never thought about doing that.
No, me neither.
You guys heard it here first. Life hacks.
Yeah, life hacks. Save the 50 cents that you're going to spend at.
Yeah, right.
There were 2 other topics, and one was interesting to say the least. Let's see if it's still there. It said, could you guys please do a deep dive discussion on the metaphysical cosmology, would love to hear your guys' insights. And I replied, I have no clue what that really even is. So, yeah.
What was it again?
Cosmology?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this. I mean,
I googled it. It was like
cosmos?
It was like how the sun, the moon, and the stars affect you. I'm like, I
mean, there's
basically astrology,
seasonal,
but like more scientific.
Can I pull up the definition?
Like how it affects your body and mind. Like
it is a branch of astrology. Yeah.
That's all we need to know. It's
the science of the origin and development of the universe.
There's a big bang once, and now we're here. I don't know.
I've spent 0 time of my effort looking into that stuff, and I definitely couldn't do a deep dive on it. So
nope. I enjoyed my astrology
class. We can get our
class,
toes wet,
but I don't know much about that beyond space.
It is the study of the universe, birth, evolution, and ultimate fate.
So basically, we're talking about whether the planet heats up to the Goldilocks point where life can live on it. That's basically all we're gonna cover.
I still know. I know nothing on it. I have never done any studies.
I know a bit on evolution, like Darwin's theory and all that.
But once again, none of it relates to content creation.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was just saying we could do like some like quiz or something and see how well we do. Like look up quiz on then.
Quiz
quiz
on see who knows the most.
I mean,
we'll discuss this a different time.
Yeah, I understand how some of that stuff works, but I don't necessarily know what he's asking. Like the metaphysical part, like
I think it
basically
was the
sum it up in
metaphysical
10
basically
minutes.
means how it affects you.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like we either were gonna be here or we weren't, depending on if our planet was fit, being close enough to a star to keep it warm without burning everything. That's basically all we can cover. I mean, to be honest. Then it comes down
Not
to
a
like
science
Tom said,
podcast.
yeah, exactly.
Just
Then it
throwing
comes
that
down
out
to
there.
evolution, like Tom said. So next.
Still. And the final question. I did not check YouTube if there's any comments, but I also did not get any notification of any. What are the best sunflower seeds? That was the last question. So yeah, best sunflower seeds. And I said dill pickle, and both of you guys looked at me like I was an idiot. You guys both hated it, and I live and die by dill pickle seeds. Giants, dill pickle over everything else for me, and it's not even close in my mind.
I just hate pickles. Pickles are just, for whatever reason, they taste just disgusting, sour, and bleh.
They affect
JRinkz
the
doesn't like
flavor of everything else. Pickle juice just destroys the bun. It makes the bun all soggy and gross.
True.
It seeps into the chicken or the burger
or the fries
or the lettuce or the
I
fries.
didn't know I had I was friends with anti-pickle people here.
It ruins the I don't like the flavor, so it just ruins everything it touches for me.
I had to take a full blown like 2 shots of pickle juice on my stream the other day.
I saw that.
I about threw up. I was like, I just don't like the taste. So like, I'm not gonna force myself. Okay, if it's deep fried pickles, love them. Pickles like by themselves, I can't just imagine taking a pickle out of a jar and just eating it. I can't imagine.
That's the best. Oh.
I'm like thinking about. I'm like cringing. I'm like, ooh. Like if you guys can, I envy you because it hits my tongue and I'm just like it's like salty and just juicy.
Is that gonna be the thing? I'm about to ask every single person we have on the podcast if they like pickles. I need to see more people that are on my side. I don't like that neither of you like. I think you two are both rare cases. I think that.
Yeah,
I truly believe it.
People like going out to eat with me because you get pickles. I'm like, you want my pickles?
Take them.
They're like, yeah,
get 'em off my plate.
Absolutely.
Get them off
I
my
want
plate.
them
every time.
I'm like, here you go, take it. Get it out of my. Get it out of here.
I'm not someone who likes pickles on sandwiches. I do agree, like you said, it's overpowering, but I love pickles. I will gladly take pickles on the side all the time. All the time.
Maybe you're just getting better pickles. I don't know.
There are definitely better and worse pickles. I will agree with that. Where the homemade pickles are way, 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 way better.
But I'm gonna actually go. I like the ranch.
Seeds?
I like ranch flavor.
Ranch, as in just ranch, or bacon ranch through giant seeds.
Okay, so bacon ranch is probably better, but like just ranch, like any form of ranch, I feel like if it's pickled ranch, heck no. Like, but if it's ranch, anything with ranch,
I don't think that's a thing. I've never seen a thing that seeds that were pickle ranch.
It would be interesting if the ranch is overpowering the pickle.
I have done handful of dill pickle and a handful of bacon ranch.
Pretty good. A whole handful?
Like you do half of each. Half of each. Just
Gotcha,
in my
got it.
hand.
Squirrel cheese.
I got you.
Not like a handful, but like a palm full, you know?
I literally just pictured you taking like a handful and going, I'm like,
Just biting them.
No.
I
Like a
was like-
palm full. Like you can't. You like hold your hand like this. You put.
yeah,
You put like half and half, so it's like I don't know.
I see what you
15
mean.
seeds.
I was like, dang, dude, that's impressive. I don't know if I
No,
can.
you don't ever just dump the bag. Just
Yeah.
till your
Do
cheeks.
you do you eat the whole thing or do you spit out the shell?
Spit out the shell. Every
You
time.
don't eat the shell. What?
Well, some people do.
Yeah,
people-
weirdos.
Some people
Facts.
eat the whole thing. That's why I was like, it's like
No.
same with like
You
shrimp.
eat
Like,
the
people eat
seed
the
and you
tail.
don't eat the shell. No.
Those people that are doing that stuff just weren't ever taught the right way. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
Yeah,
that's like
they
eating
just see
the
people
entire
like
apple.
throwing them in, and they're like, "Oh, you just eat it all? Okay."
It's like eating literally the entire apple. What are
My
you
grandpa
doing?
You guys don't do that?
My grandpa does that.
I mean, the furthest I'll go is I'll bite off the very bottom that isn't part of the core. But as soon as I hit core, I stop. I don't eat the top because that's where the
Wait.
stem comes from.
So you guys don't eat the banana peel either?
Oh, dude, I actually
I don't eat bananas. I'm gonna be honest.
I actually just suck
Oh,
on the peel
interesting.
the entire time. Yep.
where
for
you
hours
guys
until
don't
it's
like
gone.
the flavor of pickles. I don't like the flavor of banana.
Interesting.
I'm kind of along
Never
with you on
have.
that. I don't mind banana. Like, I can eat a banana and be fine, and I can
I could.
enjoy it. But
I've
Like,
never
it-
eaten just a banana in my life.
I was always
Really?
Don't like
Like,
it.
but like if it's like banana flavored something, that's
Fine.
kind of
No,
gross.
banana
then-
bread.
then it's
Banana
gone.
bread. I'm
banana
fine.
bread, amazing. But like banana
smoothies that are like
Laffy Taffy,
strawberry banana, fine. I'd rather not, but I'm okay with them.
Like I had a
Yep.
popsicle and it was banana flavored and it was gross. Like I'm like,
oh yeah, that would be terrible.
you know,
Like,
but like plain
The
bananas, I
banana
like.
Laffy Taffy, nope.
yep, agreed. Nope, give me anything else. I've always been.
I kind
a
of
grape
forgot
kind
about
guy.
Laffy Taffies, dude. Where have those been? They're like
They're still
they
around.
used to hand them out all the time with the joke. You know?
How often do you get candy as an adult? That's the thing.
Only when you buy it at the gas station or at like Walmart or wherever.
But I
you're
mean,
don't
going
I
get
still,
those-
for
you know,
Halloween.
yeah, that's true. That yeah.
That's very much a little kid candy that you buy a bunch for cheap, so they'll like hand them out at parades. You'll throw them out at parades or
Or
Halloween.
like my mom used to have. She used to have a big old box of candy under her desk at school because she's a teacher. So like, you know, someone did something extra or good, she'd just be like, "Oh yeah, grab a piece of candy." So she just always had Laffy Taffy in there, and along with other stuff. But like, you know, let's say I'm passing by the room in between classes, I sneak in, I grab two, and then I ninja my way out. I eat a Laffy Taffy on the way to my next class, and then I got one in my pocket.
Yeah, you
So,
had like the best childhood. That's
man,
cool.
I was like 17.
Wow, even better.
I was gonna say,
Because she taught high school, so
Gotcha.
it was perfect.
But
But yeah, bananas good, but I was always more of like a grape or a watermelon type of kid. Those are my go-to flavors.
watermelon, like the fruit is good, but watermelon flavored stuff, I don't care. Like,
eh.
Meh.
I love watermelon fruit stuff, flavored stuff.
I think it was. I can't remember. I think I might have had like a watermelon drink. It was like I had to
Yeah, I
like
could see a
choke it down.
watermelon drink being pretty bland.
Preferred picking apple or grape flavored.
I'm gonna go with it and say I'm very basic with my seeds. I don't really like ranch either, because it just masks the flavor of everything that you're trying to eat. Like people that literally soak their wings in ranch, you might as well have not gotten another sauce on the wing because you just drown it in ranch.
Can I get ranch
So-
flavored wings, please?
That's basically what some people order. So
Toss them
I
in
just go
ranch
with
and then
regular.
dip them also in ranch.
Yeah, exactly.
People would do it. If
People
you
would do
made
it.
it ranch flavored wings, people would eat them and then also dip them in ranch. They would.
Like so I can't do ranch. I hate pickles. I just liked regular seeds. If there was like some sort of extra salty version, I would take it. But I guess I maybe had some chipotle seeds or something like that along the line, which were pretty good. But no, I was a regular seed kind of guy. I didn't have any specialty.
The barbecue ones are good too.
Yeah, the barbecue ones, they were pretty
Those ones are
good,
good.
but kind of like barbecue chips. Once you
I'm
have
about
too
to
many
go to
of
the
them,
grocery store and go get some seeds after that.
They're what? Okay, you were gonna say once you have too many of them, they're disgusting, right?
at a point, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, when you said barbecue, no matter
I
what it
can only
was,
eat
like
a
chip,
couple at a time.
Yep.
it'd be barbecue chips. And then right when you
Yeah.
said that, I was like, barbecue chips sound pretty nasty right now to
Barbecue
me.
chips are good for like 3 chips. And then you're like,
Then
I'm
you're
good.
like,
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, that was pretty good. And then you're like, oh, no, I'm good.
Then you grab a handful and you eat a few more, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna put those back. I'm done."
I'm gonna put those back.
I'm glad I'm the only one eating out of this bag because I'm putting those back.
It's like I used to also be a big cinnamon flavored gum when I was young.
Oh,
And now I tried one. I'm like, tastes like I think
that
maybe
is
because
an
it's
overpowering food flavor.
If you
yes.
don't chew big red, then fuck you. Sorry.
Good movie, but
Do we have any topics besides those? Those were all of the submitted questions. I'm going to try to put out that probably before we record every week, just see if we have any other people hopefully more content creation related questions.
Or just gaming related, at least, at
Yeah.
minimum.
And then, like I said, hopefully we get a guest on, just kind of, we can pick someone else's brain besides just us three. I think that would be good.
also be good to see new faces too.
Yeah.
Naturally
So
happening.
Halo, the beta just came out, and I haven't played it, so I've been asking people what's their thoughts. Is it worth diving into? I know since it's free, everyone's like, might as well try it. So
hmm
I like to know kind of what I'm getting into. Even though it's free, I mean, I could uninstall it right away if I didn't like it. But yeah, JRinkz, what are your thoughts on the Halo beta?
Mechanically, the game is exactly what I wanted. It's everything that I knew, and then they expanded on that and just they made it better. It's smooth. The momentum system that they have is it's perfect. It's literally perfect. You can build up so much momentum from either just sliding down a hill and then hitting a jump off that, or you can jump into the slide and then jump out of it, and then you can do one bounce and then try and slide off something else. So the momentum is, it's perfect. And then they've also started adding abilities. Well, I mean, abilities have been in the game before, but they added like the grapple hook is the brand new thing that came in. And it's just made movement so much fun. I've seen so many clips of people throwing like, "Oh, I'm driving the warthog or I'm on a ghost. Someone hijacks me. I just fly him off the cliff and then you turn around and you grapple hook back up onto the map and you're like, shouldn't have done that, buddy." So
Clever.
there's
I've
a
seen
lot of
those.
fun things that you can do in that game, and I've ran into nothing gameplay wise that has been a glitch or a bug or anything like that. So the gameplay is perfect.
So you're not moving too fast, or you're not moving too slow. Like in
The-
Call of Duty, I was watching Vanguard, and I was like, everything seems so fast,
mhm.
like fast. Like you're just like like everything is so fast.
Yeah. The thing about it is everyone's the same speed. Even when you're sprinting at someone can kind of backpedal away from you almost as fast, not as fast, but um, if you know how to get around the map, you'll take advantages of the small dips or ramps that are there, and you'll be able to launch off those and just like you'll be able to cover a lot of ground if you know what you're doing. But if you're just kind of using the sprint button and you're not using any jump slides or anything like that, you're going to feel not slow, but the people that know what they're doing are gonna fly around you. Um, but yeah, it's the gunplays felt pretty good. Uh, the only problem I've encountered was because I was doing some of the tests or the flights before the beta. I went into the settings and I turned all communications just strictly off. And so when I got the beta, I imported all my settings and I can't communicate with anyone in game chat. That's the one problem I can say that I've run into.
Interesting.
So hopefully I'll be able to get that like reset or somehow, or they'll fix the bug. But that's really the only problem I've run into. But otherwise,
This is the first year they've added that slide, correct?
yes. In
Yeah,
Halo 5, they had a boost. It was not a slide, it was a boost. And that's one of the abilities you can have now where you get 5 boosts, and it's basically like a giant dash. Like in League, you get your flash. That's almost what it is.
Oh, it's like a cooldown kind of.
I mean, it's not a very small cooldown, but like that type of movement where you just dash extremely quick.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's been nice. The one other thing they added in was the repulsor. And so if someone shoots a rocket at you, you can use the ability and it just reflects any projectile coming back at you. So I've seen someone shoot a rocket at the dude and he reflected it right back and just boom, back at him, and he got a kill. So
I saw the same clip probably.
And then also you can do that with grenades. So if someone hucks a grenade, you can just boom, reflect it and it flies back towards them. I've gotten a kill like that myself.
With the rocket
Sadly, I
launcher,
wasn't
that's
recording.
pretty good. You have to have pretty good timing for that, right?
Yeah, it's got to be somewhat close, but it also like
It's pretty cool.
you probably have a small range. You have a small range that you can do it in. So also one of the challenges was to use that and to push someone off the map. That was one of the weekly challenges that I had.
Just keep seeing a bunch of clips on social media of people just basically Spider-Manning around with the grapple hook, and it makes for some very, very cool clips where there's a guy shooting at him, so he just swings above them and lands behind him and stuff like that.
It's the game is very free. Free as in like you can just kind of do stuff. Like another thing that I saw was someone threw a grenade under a mongoose, and then they hopped on the mongoose and it blew up, and the mongoose went flying like 50-70 meters up in the air. He hopped off it, he did like some stunts while spinning around in the air, and then he got his rocket launcher out and killed the guy as he was falling.
Nice.
So it was just like
sweet.
Yeah, you can just kind of do whatever you're trying to do. I've also seen people do some crazy stuff with the grapple hook onto a flag. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, like I said, the movement has been amazing. I'm excited. Obviously, you've probably heard, if you've paid any attention, you've heard about the battle pass progression, and that was a huge thing, but the company, they went in and they tweaked it 3 days in. So they're on top of their game.
That's why they do beta, so they can kind of get feedback from a large crowd of people instead of hiring 1 or 2 people to test it in house. You're not going to get as many find the bugs and stuff as if you release it to the masses.
And then also one other thing is people are upset with the fact that there aren't, there's not Team SWAT, or you can't just pick Slayer. There's just a quick playlist, which is 4-on-4 or team battle, or you play against bots, and then the rest of your team is humans. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on it. I'd
multiplayer is free for everyone this time currently, and then when launch. It comes out, yeah. Everyone that has Xbox or PC.
Yep. And if you
And we're
buy the
launching.
game, you're getting campaign. That's what you're paying for. But yes, otherwise the multiplayer will be free now and forever. Um, but the main way to unlock cosmetics or like extra effects on your guy is through a battle pass. So, or purchasing in the shop, which is now like that's just the formula. That's how you make money if you're gonna make a free game. Is
It's how a lot of games will probably be in the future, where they have the seasonal where battle pass where it's a couple month long period, and then they buy cosmetics in the store that look cool. So that's where they make their money.
But you're getting a free game, and this is kind of everything that I wanted it to be, at least gameplay wise. So I'm happy with it. I'd give it somewhere in between an 8.5 and like a 9 so far.
I have not been able to play it yet. I need to. It looks fun. Everything I'm seeing looks fun. And I just as soon as I'm like, okay, I kind of want to give this a try, double XP for COD this weekend while having the small maps. And leveling up on COD has been very hard. So I'm like, ooh, I should play double XP. And then MLB drops like 60 new cards for their Diamond. It's their last big content drop of the year, and this all comes out in the same weekend. I'm just like, I don't know what to play. I need to be playing everything. So it's tough.
Dude, it's been so long since I've seen you without a hat on.
Fix my hat. There we go. Now it looks better. Now it actually has like a lip to it.
Oh, he didn't hear me. He doesn't. I was gonna say, I said it's been a long time since I've seen you without a hat on.
I don't like ever not have a hat on.
Yeah.
I wear hats at work. Like I always have. Every job I've ever worked at, I end up wearing a hat.
That is super.
Even if it's
super nice.
Even if it's a job that like no one else wears hats, within randomly someone will just be like, within my first week, will be like, "You wear hats?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they'll give me a hat with the logo on it, and I'm like, "And I'm not taking this off."
And found my hat.
Yeah. Literally the only day I take it off is when we put on our... I'll probably have to nod on Tuesday. I'm giving a presentation on Tuesday.
Are you giving a presentation?
Yeah. PowerPoint.
But for me, like, I know we talked about this earlier, like...
Yeah, we talked about this
for me, it has to be web. Yeah. I like... It's hard for me to watch because one, I don't really know who it is, and your profile picture is probably not you. Probably a logo or something. I don't know who you are, and I'm more of a personal person. So, I mean, just not having a webcam, it's just different for me. There are a few streamers that I don't mind that when they don't have a webcam, but I just, in my
kind of what I said this morning. It's hard to make a connection with someone if you can't see them.
Yeah.
So like you don't know who you're talking to. You can't tell you can't really tell how they feel either. Like if they say something, all you're hearing is their voice. Like you can't tell you can't read their body language to see if like they actually are generally like they think what you're saying is funny, or if they think they like what you're saying or don't like what you're saying. Like you can't read that from just a voice all the time.
I'm definitely more. I need the reaction. I need the whole reaction, because then I can actually. This is gonna sound weird, but dissect it and like understand, just on a deeper level, understand what I actually think is going on, and not have to guess.
And generally, like some people have like background. I get ideas from other streamers, and then I'm able to like, for example, like, JRinkz, you play guitar? Like, I'm pretty sure people have asked, or something about a piano.
They ask about the guitar, but I can't play it, so.
But hey, it's a good conversation.
But I can play piano. I'm just
don't always.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a pianist. Next podcast is going to be JRinkz going to be a special where he's going to do a jingle as the intro.
Yeah, it just kind of came up this morning. So sure enough, we don't have a topic coming in, but it comes in. Something comes up. I was just kind of looking around. Like I was trying to watch Twitch this morning, but I didn't have anyone on. So I was like, I'm gonna go find someone new. And I was like, there's 4 people with webcams. All 4 of them playing MLB had over 30 viewers. The rest of the people had 1 to 5 viewers, and they didn't have webcams. I was like,
Yeah.
I think there's a reason. Like, yeah, maybe they streamed way longer, work harder. I don't know, but it just kind of was like that. Kind of stands out that all of them with webcams kind of had way more viewers. And I think
it's like almost like watching YouTube. Then, and to me,
yeah,
like I could see what you're doing in a video that's 6 minutes instead of watching 3, 4.
Yeah, it was the other thing I kind of thought of too, that just when JRinkz was talking about seeing reactions. Say there's a reaction that leaves you speechless. You see nothing if there's no camera.
Mm-hmm.
You just hear nothing. It's nothing. It's just radio silence. Where if you have a webcam and you're sitting there just in shock, that is such a good clip, and almost always turns into a good clip because something crazy had to happen. Where you get that crazy thing to happen and you don't have a camera, it's just silence.
Excuse my language, but it's the money shot.
But it's the money shot.
I'm just saying, that's it. You know, when people have their big reactions to whatever's going on, you bring up YouTube, think about that. That's what people are going to post on their thumbnails and such. Like, that's
someone
that's
throwing
the thing
money
you want to see.
It's taking a good shot.
Yeah, totally.
But like, you know what I mean? Like that's most of the time in a video or like in a stream, those are the high points. Those are the things that make it that much more exciting, you know? So
absolutely.
And I kind of,
or when you make a cool play, like
JRinkz mentioned both in our origin stories. We didn't start with the camera. Yeah, it's starting to start, but if you can get a camera, it makes a world of difference. Even if it's just the crappiest quality camera, it's something. It's better than nothing. Like if you found your webcam from a laptop, then you find a way that you can get that to work. It's something.
I mean, I used my Xbox Connect. You just plug it in, and that's when people started to actually come by, was when I had a camera, when I was just streaming gameplay. No one cared.
I was watching this video of like popular streamer, or this is on YouTube, so it was like popular YouTubers now, and it showed their first ever video, and wow, was it horrible. It was terrible. Like absolutely terrible, their first video. And they're like way younger, and they're just like talking with like, it was terrible. Like if you would have told me like this person would be like super successful on YouTube, I would have been like, you're freaking lying. Because it was horrible. So it just like goes to show what you learn and post it. Even if it was horrible quality, all you could hear was like him chewing on something and like it was terrible. But you know, like kind of what Moths always has posted, kind of thing I was thinking of. But like, yeah, it was crazy.
Well, and like the thing is you may not be very good at it right away. So the more videos you make, you're gonna find shortcuts, extra things you can do, learn new skills along the way. So it's gonna get better. You're gonna get better, and if you're not getting better, you're doing something wrong. But like, you just have to try and just try new things too. Don't just be like, all right, I learned how to do it one way, like in the first month. Okay, this is all I'm doing. Like, you got to expand.
And you'll only learn by doing it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You gotta get better somewhere, and it doesn't hurt to start. Because you're not going to get better without practices. Just like anything else. You're not going to get better at basketball if you're not playing. You're not going to get better at playing video games if you're not playing. You're not going to get better at editing if you don't edit.
You're not going to get better at talking to people if you don't talk to people. You know, it goes with everything in life.
Isn't that like everyone knows that, but no one wants to accept it. They're just like,
No one
Mhm.
wants to put in
if
the
I
work.
don't post this video, someone will see it. Like, like
Yeah.
it
So
just
they'll
makes zero
post
sense.
they'll post one video and then be like, all right, and I'm good. Time to be famous. First video, let's go.
Mhm.
Right. Or like, people post and post for years and then finally have
They get that
one of their
one
videos
thing.
go off. Like, but people get discouraged because I may have said this before, but like we grew up in a fast paced society where everything is happening. That's not how it works.
It's the meme of the guy digging for diamonds and turning back. The
Yeah.
guy
Like
above
one
him,
hit away
the other guy coming towards behind him.
with just a fury.
It really is. That's what it is. You just can't give up, never give up. It's something will work eventually. It really is just kind of how the world is. Like something will click with the right person or the right group of people at the right time.
And also, if you give up, that means you're starting up a whole new thing. You gotta go. You're giving up on something you worked hard on, and maybe you put years of effort into it. And then if you just give up, you got to start over on something completely brand new that you might not even have any knowledge of. And then that's going to be a few year grind potentially. It's just you got to keep going.
I feel like we're taught that at a young age too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Something's not working.
I don't know how many. I feel like people now are learning different things when they're young. I don't know. I don't have young children to be asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the basic kind of life lessons that you're taught. I don't know. I feel like nowadays just there's so many people that don't have patience. Everyone
Yeah.
needs stuff now. And if not, they needed it yesterday. And it's not even just young people either. Like there's older people too, like people my age, people older than me I work with, and they're like they have zero amounts of patience for stuff that they're have no control over, like how fast stuff gets done.
So for me, it's never the younger people. It's always older people. Always for me. Like just because where I work, it's they get their toenails and stuff clipped, so they're generally older. They can't do it themselves. But everyone that's kind of like around my age is just super polite and just like, yeah, whenever you guys can get me, that's fine. Whatever. Old people have been their appointments for 10 minutes. Why am I not being called that? I'm like, geez, chill out. Like, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you that no one has patience. It's like a skill just that people forgot, or like you said, kids aren't being taught it. Where I don't know, like it's like I watch videos for a psychology class where they give kids a big giant like marshmallow cookie thing, and they're like, I'm gonna leave, but if you don't eat this, I'll give you another one. But if you eat it, I won't you
That's
then
all you
like
get.
you won't get any more.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's kids who just like eat it, and there's other kids who are just like they
Okay.
just don't touch it. It's like a good, just
Mm-hmm.
like a test for like a kid. I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't really know where I'm going off that.
No,
But it
it
makes
makes
sense.
sense. It was relevant, and I
It's about
literally my entire childhood growing up, my grandpa, every single time I'd see him, I swear he would just say, "Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue." Literally, that he lived and died by that, and just all the time would just say, "Sometimes you gotta wait. You gotta wait for things."
and he's not wrong. You can't speed up time, you can't slow it down. It's going to happen when it happens. And you just got to be okay with that.
For honestly everything in life.
Yeah. And yeah, no, for real. And that's one thing that I've semi had a hard time with, myself in the past few years is time is what it is and you just got to use it when you can.
Absolutely. It's the most valuable resource that we get.
It's the best currency.
Yeah. You would look at it.
Point.
Think about work. They're paying you for your time and your skills. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
developed
something
over
you've
time.
always you judge how happy you think someone is based on how much free time they have.
Mm-hmm.
His time is that valuable.
That's another thing that I thought of too. Like growing up, they're like, "Oh, what after school and whatever, you should be working on this, that, and the other thing." And I'm like, I just want to freaking relax. Just because I want to relax doesn't mean that I'm not using my time wisely. Like, if I'm enjoying it, who gives you the right to tell me that's wrong? Like, like maybe you don't like to relax, or maybe you think you should be doing all this stuff. But like, I'd have no right of being like, "Hey, what you're doing after work is just like complete waste of your time." Is it though? Like, because I might value something more important than you do. Sure, some things are a waste of time, but like a lot of stuff is. Like
What if when I get
almost
home from school, that's when my friends can play games?
exact.
Because then once they go to eat at supper, they can't play games after that. What if then
If
what?
I'm
You're gonna
writing
tell
the
me,
next great American novel at home, huh?
yeah,
Huh?
I'm gonna become Edgar Allan Poe. Become an alcoholic in 8th grade and write dark poetry.
Pretty much.
I mean, hey, at least I became famous, right?
Uh, that's what too many people think now.
Yeah,
Anything for fame,
exactly.
right? Anything for their 15 minutes.
That's a good point. People have like severely hurt themselves or died doing something.
Just for attention.
Or others. They hurt others just to be like, haha, that was a hilarious video, right? Sorry, you don't have a leg anymore.
Look how many people are gonna watch this video. Come on. It is an interesting world we live in today, to say the least.
Will it get better or worse?
I just keep on waiting on the world to change. Thanks,
Thanks,
I'm
John.
gonna sum it up. Hey, you know what?
Hey, that was perfectly in
John Mayer is great. John Mayer is great. That was literally freshman year of college. Every time we'd sit down to do homework, college roommate would literally just say, "So John Mayer and homework type of night," and literally I had no control. I just do homework, which very rarely. I didn't do homework. I did work. I did work in class, and so I didn't have homework. But
same.
Literally would just play John Mayer go to Pandora and click John Mayer radio and click shuffle. That was
Pandora. I forgot about Pandora.
It was a good just kind of chill vibe for homework radio station. I'm not gonna lie.
I forgot all about
Pandora. I lived on Pandora
when we had the iPod Touch, bro.
Yeah,
that shit before before the iPhone. Ooh.
Oh.
I listened to a lot of just comedy, like stand up. Super funny stuff. Yeah. I remember just dying of laughter for like hours just listening to all these like stand-up comedians. I thought it was so funny. Oh my god.
I remember because it was on the iPod before you didn't get service, so you can only use it on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I would click shuffle. I'd listen to it in the morning while I'm getting ready for school, and then I'd pause it on a song before I got to my car, plug it in, so I'd get one Pandora song for the drive to school, and I only lived like 5 minutes from school, so like normally I could get most of the song if on the way to school. And it was kind of funny because then you needed Wi-Fi, and I was like, well, and now listen to the radio or the music that I had downloaded.
Isn't that crazy that like we got to experience that? Like I remember having a CD player
before the internet was outside. It was all in the house, and now it's just everywhere.
Yeah, crazy. Having a phone that had internet was like revolutionary, like crazy.
But the thing is everyone was like, don't use the internet because it's gonna cost us extra money on the fucking bill. You better not open up the internet.
Yep, that was all the flip phones. I had a BlackBerry, which you could use the internet.
I had like a slide phone, but yeah, one of my friends got a smartphone. I'm like,
I had a BlackBerry smartphone, and I literally would listen to Pandora or stuff or YouTube and stuff like that on my phone.
I played this game. It was called Travian. It's like a very like low scale Clash of Clans, like very like very
before
low,
its time,
like
is what I'm hearing.
yeah. So like basically, you upgrade your like crops and whatever. You have a barracks, and it's the same thing. You're on a map, but you can have troops and attack other like cities or whatever. But I was always mad because I could only check that thing at home. Like I do all my stuff, and then I'm at school. I'm like, dang, I could totally attack somebody right now, but I can't look at it. And then I get home, and it's like, all my troops were dead because someone attacked me. And I'm like, you guys. Whoa. I was like, what do you guys do? Just sit on this Travian thing all day? Like, jeez. And now you could check it. I mean, I don't play it anymore, but like you could check it
Anywhere,
any
anytime.
second. Yeah. But I remember just like being super mad because I couldn't upgrade my crap until I got home from school. Even though something was like 40 minutes, I'm like, well, I got to go to school. I won't be able to touch it. It's crazy. Like, look back. That wasn't even that long ago. Like,
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy to think how fast that evolved.
Technology
and
changes.
there's people that have been alive and they don't even know the world without internet.
Nope.
That's weird to me.
Someone told me they're like, there's people having kids when that were born when Shrek came out. I was like, what? 2001. I was like,
Yeah.
It's weird, bro.
what?
It's weird.
Yeah, all those people are 20.
Yeah, like
crazy.
it's
Makes me
that's
think I'm
wild.
old, right? Makes you think you're old, right?
We are old.
well, we're not even that old, but
Makes you feel
someone's
old.
like,
I don't
someone's
know.
like the fact that 20 years ago was not 1990s anymore just really bothers me. Like, yeah. Like
Yeah.
20 years
Man,
ago.
like the past summer or two, I was standing on the porch drinking beers with one of our friends, talking about the way the grass was growing around his apartment. So we were literally drinking beers, talking about the grass, like old ass men. So maybe we are old, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe we are old.
I had to message a group chat about going out before Thanksgiving. So the night before Thanksgiving, going out and seeing like all our high school friends. I messaged a week early because there are people that have children that have to make plans. I was like, all right, I'm planning now because I know there's people that have kids that like would have to line up a babysitter or grandpa or That's weird. I don't like it. I don't like thinking that.
When I turned 25, one of my
I'm
friends
the young
was
one
like,
in this group? Dang.
Mhm.
That's rare. I'm always the old guy. At
Ah,
24.
he said, welcome to the year of where every mother effer gets married. I was like, what? He's like, no, 25, every single person, you're going to be going to so many weddings in the summer, you're going to scream. I was like,
I'm fine with it.
because the ones
It's a
that
good
are
time.
committed, they're doing it. They're tying the knot.
And especially
Otherwise, they're
now,
just single.
after a year of COVID where no one did anything,
Mhm.
it's just gonna be weddings on weddings.
he said,
Mhm.
every mother effer that that's the year. That's just the year 25 and 26. That you'll thank me, but it sounds really nice, like, oh yeah, wedding. And then after the 30th time, and I'm like, hold up, how do you know 30 people?
How do you know 30
You know
people?
30
Hold
people.
up now.
You know 30.
I was like,
people.
he's like, you're either gonna be in the wedding or
Yeah.
have to
Or
go.
invited to
And
it,
some of these
yeah.
places aren't around where you are. Like some of them you have to drive 4 hours and get a hotel and all this crap. And he's like my whole entire 25, 26, 27 were just paychecks or just like, let's go to a wedding, Like he's like, yeah, let's
Yeah, you
just
gotta
go.
buy a
Like,
gift. You gotta.
And
yeah.
damn them for not
Travel,
having an
stuff.
open bar.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only way it's worth it. If they don't have open bar, bank account empty.
I'd bring your own, sneak it in.
Yeah, I'd leave it in the trunk of your car.
Oh, forgot my phone out in my car. Oh, gotta go
Just-
grab something else. Oh,
Yeah, that
crap.
leads
Sneak in the
to
gallon
injuries. That's how you get injured, like me. Last wedding I went to,
you tore up your leg.
had a group of us walk out to the car. We were just passing a bottle of tequila around because it's a lot cheaper than buying drinks inside. And there was like 10 of us in a circle. We were having, one side of the circle had a bottle of, I think it was just vodka, and the other side had tequila. And we were just passing them around the circle. And that was about the last thing I remember before I went back in the wedding and broke my knee. Because I went back in the wedding. I came to on the dance floor, very drunk. Everyone screaming out Bright Side by the Killers. Just everyone yelling, screaming it. Then we went to the bar, and I was walking home to my friend's house from the bar, and I fell and broke my knee. That was a year ago. That sucked. It was a great time until I broke my knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I started taking content creation more seriously. It was around that time, so I had all this time to stream. I was streaming like 13, 14 hours a day because I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't walk. I was just like, all right here. And I just played Call of Duty until
the sun went down. And then even after that.
Until I could not play anymore. It was a good time. That and Among Us.
Yeah. Yeah, that was about that time, huh? That's wild.
I'd play Call of Duty all day, grinding for camos, because I wanted Dark Matter. And then a group of people would got on, and we'd play Among Us till 4 or 5 in the morning.
The one thing I hated about Among Us was people just voted you out for no reason.
Yeah, you never played with a full group hardly at all, though.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that many. I was trying to find a group.
I know. It was tough.
People are like, it was blue. Why? Where was I? It was just blue. And then,
playing with
9 people voted blue.
Chat was never. I did it a couple times. It just wasn't.
You had to all be in the same voice chat.
It made it
okay.
So million times more fun. If you had a full group of people to play with, it was one of the most fun games I had played in a long time.
Well, it's basically just talking with your friends, you know?
Yeah. Good times, good times. Anything else we would like to touch on, wrap up? The updated Warzone map, that'll be fun. Just to have a different, not the same thing.
Maybe you can
kind of what I liked when Cold War came.
Rocks.
That's one thing they said. Because so this new map is supposed to not be as many stories. Everything's supposed to be like 1 to 2 stories, so it's gonna be so much.
I hated that. Like, you're like, I could go around here. Oh, there's a rock. I'm like, the rock is like this tall. You know, you could clearly visibly feel like you should climb it, but nope. I'm like, I died in the storm. Got third.
Right. The most physically fit military agents in the world.
A rock at their shin.
Diving, flying, jumping out of helicopters, like you fly in the map. Yeah, this rock.
But something that's waist height, it's
challenging.
not like you can't just sit on it and then scoot back. Nah, dude, you got to try and like barrel roll back, flip onto it, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it frustrated me. Like, I've died so many times to rocks, and then I used to play that game quite a bit, and then stopped.
Some Warzone.
I played that game so much because that came out like right when quarantine hit for most people.
Yep. Yeah,
I had nothing else to do, and it was the most fun of the newest best thing at the time, and 12 hours a day. I couldn't go anywhere. There was nothing else to do. I was like, screw it, just play Warzone until we can't play anymore.
Plus, we were pretty damn good.
Yeah, fun time. I want to get back into playing it, but it's just so hard to create content that people want to watch when I'm not on the level of people that have 3 to 4 KDs, and there is 1 million fucking people under the sun streaming that game at any time. So you have to be very, very unique to get people to come even watch you.
The
So
amount
you
of
have to
people.
post content like nonstop, and it has to be different.
Hmm. It can't just be you trying to fry, especially when
'Cause
there's so many people with a between a 1.4 and a 2 KD. There's so many people. So you have to do. I'm just gonna say you gotta make funny content or something along that lines. Like
just super, it has to be unique. And even sometimes just funny stuff. It's not going to necessarily
it's
pop
not always
off
gonna
'cause
land.
same thing. There's hundreds of people doing the same thing, making something funny. So it's tough. Tough world out there if you're trying to do first person shooter content create. It's just how it is.
But I'm proud of us that we were able to get the no kill challenge done. I'm proud of us that we
I
were
would
able
love
to do
to try
that.
it again because that was one of the most fun days I had. But it's just you can't do it because one, people are way better at the game, and the storm, like, it used to just close in. Now it moves.
Now it moves around and stuff.
So it would be really hard now. I guess unless you guys have anything else to touch on.
I got nothing.
Like I
Touch on
said
everything.
at the beginning, any questions, topics, guests that you would like us to have, leave them in the comments. Send us messages on Twitter. Send our TikToks messages. Any way you can get a hold of us, shoot us a message with anything. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and until next time.